We all excited? We all looking forward to this? Okay, come on. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bowdon Rooms, let's give the warmest of welcomes and the largest applause ever to Jenny Powell and the stars of the legendary BBC sitcom, Allo Allo. Here they come.
Oh, there's such a lot to look at. Who's the lady who's dressed as the tank? Oh, I'll tell you what, I've said that's gone viral. Oh, honestly, I put it on my Insta, Jenny Powell TV, just saying, but absolutely superb effort. I was pissing myself. Anyway, welcome everyone. It's actually really lovely when I'm on my home. I just live down the road, 5 minutes. It's fantastic. Not like some people. Can I just say, we've never had such an international audience. There's people here from Finland, Belgium, Portugal, France. And wait for this, and this person deserves a huge round of applause and a free drink. There are people here from Salford. No, there's people here from the US of A. So I don't know where you are, but you're right. Is it just you?
I don't know.
Oh wow, that's amazing. I'll come and have a chat with you later, but that's proper fandom. I mean, I didn't realise that you watched The Wheel of Fortune with me all the time. Oh no, you've come for Hello Allo, of course. So, well, you're very welcome. I haven't done it yet, but you're very welcome. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so far, so good. Thanks for making such a huge effort. And just a quick one, you've made an enormous effort with your dressing up. So if you could just nominate the best dressed person on your table, just during the course of the interview. Just make sure you've got someone that you can say is the best dressed at your table, because we're going to do something a little special with that person later on. So, in the meantime, we're here, of course, for a very special occasion. It's not that funny, we haven't started yet. It's a very special occasion indeed, and we are, of course, here to celebrate what I believe is one of the most successful comedies on British television, never mind globally, as we've proved with all the audience here. So if you just want to take a look at the screens, we're going to have a sneaky peek at the reason we're here tonight.
Good morning. Good morning.
Can you see anything, Herr Flick?
Pass me the binoculars.
Yes, Herr Flick.
Not the Mickey Mouse binoculars. The powerful Gestapo binoculars.
Now then, Colonel, interrogate him. Go ahead, Gruber. Good morning.
Good evening, Herr Flick.
Oh, my God.
There is no reason to cease your jollification just because a senior Gestapo officer in a particularly foul mood is entering your premises.
Silk? Where am I supposed to find silk?
The Agent Crabtree has a plan, which you will explain.
You must go and get your hands on girls' knockers.
He means silk knickers.
Sorry. Perhaps my French could be better. I was pissing by the door. When I heard 2 shots. You are holding in your hand a smoking goon.
A lovely little reminder there, little teaser. So, should we get them on? Yeah, let's do this. So, please, I mean, I don't even have to say this, but give her a really warm, heartfelt Bowdon welcome to the one and only Kim Hartman. Here she is, Helga. Hello.
Well, hello there, everyone.
I'm
so excited to be here tonight. I find this very, very exciting. Are you excited?
Yes!
I didn't quite hear that. What did you say? Are you excited?
Yeah!
I am not going to introduce General von Klinkerhoffen to you tonight because he is not here. However, I shall command my good friend Jenny to introduce Herr Flick of the Gestapo.
Thank you, Helga. Please welcome Richard Gibson, Herr Flick. Richard.
Silence, peasants! Do not let the fact that I am a senior member of the Gestapo in a particularly foul mood and did not receive an invitation to your little gathering stop you from enjoying yourselves. Eat, drink, be merry.
Quite scared, to be honest. And, I'm not sure what order here, so this will be fun because the wrong one might come out. But please will you welcome Arthur Bostrom. Officer Crabtree, everyone. Officer Crabtree, yes. Bonjour. Bonsoir. Hello.
Good morning, everybody.
Yes! Woo, woo, woo.
Some of you may be wondering what I am doing here. Well, I was pissing by Ultram, and I saw a little tink outside, perked on a yellow loon. So if the owner of that little tink will make himself known to me, I will have him arrested in the name of the loo.
Absolutely. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, please will you welcome on stage the one and only Guy Signer.
Yeah.
Lt Gruber. Here he is. Woo!
Hello. I wish I could invite you all for a ride in my little tank. Flat out with my ventilators open can be quite an exhilarating experience. And as I'm sure you noticed, Clarence gave it a special polish for our visit this evening.
Thank you. Oh, I so know I'm in the right place because I love a bit of innuendo. And I just want to say, first of all, for me, Allo Allo is the absolutely perfect example of British burlesque comedy in every sense of the word. And I know everybody in this room are huge, huge fans. This gentleman here is actually the one from America. And the success of Allo has gone sort of global. And thinking back to sort of 30, 40 years ago when it started, the fact that we're still celebrating now, and we love it so much. What do you think the secret is? What do you think it was? What was the essence of it that really made it last this long in popularity? Anyone?
Silence.
I think it is. Thank you.
You can stay. The rest of you can go.
No, I'd say, I mean, it is funny, and it's still funny, because some things have, we find it funny, and we were in it. We used to love watching each other do scenes, and that's what it was like. It was a kind of, very supportive cast. We always used to watch each other do it, and it's all good, it's this bit, and it's this bit. And it, every now and then I see a repeat of it, and I think, well, it still holds up, it's still funny.
Absolutely.
The writers were so amazing.
Yeah.
They were fantastic. I mean, it was always very easy to learn their lines because they were just written so perfectly for us. And sometimes you'd look at an episode and you couldn't believe how many bits of different story had happened in one 25-minute session.
Yeah. So it was David Croft, obviously.
David Croft.
Everyone knows
I
that.
think people believed in Nouvion. as well. I think
Yes.
it had a charm.
Well, I
But
think
it
we
was
kind of
French.
twinned here. It's Bowdon are twinning with Nouvion tonight. I've just realised, of course.
We went
Just
to
for
Nouvion,
tonight.
didn't we?
Did
There
we?
is actually a
There
place
real
called Nouvion.
Yes.
And we were walking about, and these French people said, "Have you ever heard of a show called Allo Allo?" And we said,
Serious?
yes.
And they didn't know that you
They
were...
didn't know we were in it. And they said, people keep talking about, you're English, you must have heard of
You
Allo
must
Allo.
have, yes, you must have heard of it because you're from England.
That's right. And
Although,
so
in
we
fact,
told
I'm
them the
from
story.
America.
Well,
But but because we were from England and we were in Nouvion,
yes.
and their attitude was, why do people keep talking about Nouvion? Why do people keep talking about Allo Allo in Nouvion? And they keep asking for Café René. We don't have a Café René.
Yes.
Oh, they've missed out there. What an opportunity.
Well,
There's a living to be made at that, don't you think?
Absolutely.
you think so, but probably not in Nouvion, which is quite a small and uninteresting place, actually.
The real Nouvion. Don't
real-
say that. Don't say that. They'll all come for you.
Our Nouvion,
It's a lovely place, Nouvion.
I forgive every Frenchman in the audience. I understand there are some, but I actually don't mind if the French come for me.
But it's
so
interesting
English.
because you were sort of saying that you were a family, really, weren't you? It was as individuals and the characters you were, but also as individuals as yourselves. There was this family that you were taken into with Allo Allo, and you all had your part to play, I presume.
Yeah,
when
and
you were in
very
there.
much a team
Yeah.
thing, because it's a bit of a cliche in the business with comedy, but it really is true that it's like passing the ball. It's your scene, and then you pass the ball with energy to the next people, and they bring it up. And that's certainly when we did the stage version of the show, which we did for years. The West End, and we even toured to Australia and New Zealand.
I know we got
like
this
that.
second hand.
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is a proper set.
And I mean, it was amazing. But there, it's very much sort of, you've got this little scene here with these characters here, and then it's on to the next ones, and the audience is always thought, oh, great, it's them, or oh no, it's great, it's him, or it's her, or whatever like that. And it was
Everyone has their favourites as well.
Yeah.
Well, I was
All
gonna
of the
say-
characters have people who love them best. There isn't a favourite character, is there?
No, I don't think so.
It's very much a company show.
Yeah.
But something Kim said earlier that and made me think it's worth sort of stressing that we would come on a Monday morning and do a read through of a new episode, and the writing was such a joy, and it was so glorious to watch your friends run with the ball, as Arthur put it. There's a Flick Helga scene. I can't wait to see what Richard and Kim are going to do with it.
Yeah.
Or, I am dying to see Arthur in his police, whatever it was, So every Monday morning, every read-through was just a joy. It was just a joy.
And the way you filmed then as well, was that, you had a studio audience, didn't you?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
you'd run from one set to the other, and it would really be quite sort of...
filmed on location in Norfolk area first, and then the exterior locations, and then every week was one episode done in front of quite a large 350 people or something, audience, and
Television
and so everything was all kind of merged together, so perhaps there's an outside view of people walking across the village square into the exterior of Café René, and we'd be waiting in the studio set, by the door of it to finish that. Maybe we filmed that bit coming over the square about 6 weeks before, but nevertheless, then it was shown, and then we went live and coming in with the audience. Very exciting.
It was sort of, they had lots of big screens up, so some of the sets, very often ours, used to be round the back. So nobody
I used
could
to take
see.
Helga around the back.
Did we discuss before we came on we weren't going to do this?
They hate it, I can tell.
You did say you wanted innuendo.
I'm getting innuendo, aren't I? Especially, it's Saturday night, I normally do.
Can I tell you a joke?
Yeah, oh gosh, go on then.
A woman goes into a bar and asks for an innuendo, so the barman gives her one.
But obviously the relationship that you had, there's a lovely clip that we've got actually, from the pilot.
Oh, the
yeah,
first time we meet.
Yes, the first time. Have you seen? I bet you've seen that, haven't you? I bet you've seen everything.
But they never intended Flick and Helga to be a sort of comedy couple.
So how did that? Is it?
I think there's just the chemistry between us, and they just saw an opportunity, and
I mean, I
flew.
didn't even know if Helga would carry on because we were just making a pilot.
Or
and I
Herr
thought,
Flick.
well,
They didn't
Helga's
know.
just a secretary. They could get anyone when they come to actually make the series.
Oh, do you want to have a look then? This will take you back.
Yeah.
This is the pilot, yes, and this is the sort of first glimpse we get of the Gestapo office and you two meeting eye to eye.
Is this the office of Colonel von Bostrom?
Yes. Have you an appointment?
My name is Otto Flick, Gestapo.
Ah, you don't need an appointment. I will tell the colonel that you're here.
Stop. Your top button is undone.
Yes, Herr Flick.
Attend to it.
Yes, Herr Flick.
Stop. The seam of your left stocking is crooked.
Yes, Herr Flick.
Attend to it.
Yes, Herr Flick.
Stop. Your right stocking is also crooked.
Yes, Herr Flick.
Attend to it.
Yes, Herr Flick. Colonel, a man from the Gestapo is here to see you.
Gestapo? You say what for?
No, but he notices everything.
Keep him busy for a minute.
In the drawer!
Here comes the clock, the clock!
Herr Colonel, Herr Otto Flick.
Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler. This is my assistant, Captain Hans Gehring.
He seems very young to be here. Why is he not at the front?
He has many medical problems.
My orders are directly from Berlin, from the Führer himself. The Chateau Frontenac is in your district. It has come to his attention that in the Frontenac collection is the Fallen Madonna by Van Klomp. The Führer would like this for his collection. But I have bad news. When I visited the chateau, it had already been taken away, along with one or two other valuable pieces.
It is the French. They pinch everything.
I shall remain in the district until it is found. You will instigate searches immediately.
Very good, Herr Flick.
You will report progress tomorrow at... What time shall we say? Very well. At 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought from that pilot, hey?
God, I remember actually going to read for the part, to audition for the part, and I was given the script. I'd got there early to have a look at my scene, and I read the whole script. And just reading that scene and reading what was going to happen with the cuckoo clock, I was crying with laughter.
Yeah, I
just
bet,
sitting in
yeah.
the what they called a green assembly, I think, at the BBC, having a cup of coffee and sort of laughing in the corner.
But I thought it was great, though, what you said earlier about you didn't know whether there would be this sort of chemistry. I mean, hello. I was going to say, all that business with the stockings, I mean, I haven't seen that for years.
Yeah, you must have seen
I
it
wasn't
coming.
in the series then, yeah.
Yes.
A little bit, yeah.
Fantastic chemistry.
It got more saucy as it went on.
Oh,
as
it
well.
did, didn't it, just?
Involving
I know.
suspenders and
Oh,
stockings and
yeah,
underwear.
with like the two of you.
And that was
plus
just
another.
me.
But that sort of, did you have much freedom with, you know,
No.
I know that there was no.
No, and I mean, if you could ask for something to be changed, but very rarely would they let you. And also,
Very rarely did
you'd
we
never
ask.
want to. There'd be no need to, because it was all so perfect.
The only one I once just asked David Croft, because it was the sort of script thing, because he was the first to admit, actually, that we, year by year by year, knew our parts, our characters better than the writers did, because we did. We were solely, so you remembered everything that you'd said. And there was some version of the word dynamite, and in a previous series I'd said dynamote, and this one said dynamite. And so I went to David Croft, and he said, I said, so would you like me to say it as I said it before, dynamote, or should I do it dynamite? And he said, I would just use your discretion. Like, you know, totally surreal question to him. But I mean, you know, in that case, he would.
But very rarely.
He would let you, but you didn't. And it's what Guy said. I mean, it was this is so brilliant. You know, they got it right. And if every now and then they were so clever. He was so clever as an editor, really, because sometimes the audience gets the payoff before the actual payoff line, if you know what I mean. And so he would say in rehearsal, this is before we even got to, you know, the studio audience. He said, we don't actually, I'm sorry, we're going to have to cut the end of that line because we don't actually need it because the audience will get it. But and he was always right, you know. So he knew his stuff. Whereas you do see some series where the audience get it earlier.
Do you remember
and then say it, don't they?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
when you think, no, they should have...
Do you remember Monsieur Leclerc?
Yeah.
It is I, Leclerc. Well, there's a thing you do in comedy sometimes. If there are two laughs close together, you kill the first laugh to get the second laugh, make it bigger. And David Croft said to him, Jack, I think you should kill the first laugh and then you'll get the payoff on the second. He said, don't you talk to me about killing laughs. I've been killing laughs for 50 years.
It really was sort of a masterclass in comedy writing, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The whole thing. And, you know, people like David, I think they're almost an extinct breed now of writers that, you know,
It seems that way, yes. David and Jeremy wrote so well together as well. They, you know, they balanced each other, I think.
And they were always in rehearsals, weren't they? They were always
Yes.
watching. So then, if you did try something that wasn't absolutely in the script, they sort of laugh and let you carry on. And a couple of days later, they would either, one or other of them would come up and say, it's very good, keep it in, or else they'd come up and say, I don't think that really works.
They can change.
No, not at all, no.
And in the beginning, they write, you get a script that they've written with these characters in mind. The actors then do their thing with it. And then after that, they start writing for what they hear, what they know you're going to sound like.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to start playing it once you get into a second or third episode.
Yes.
Because they've heard our voices.
Yes.
And they're writing for that. So in a way, there is only one way to do it.
Never mind the second or third series. I mean, we sort of lived the parts, and David and Jeremy knew us so well. I always say David always had one of two reactions if you made a suggestion, and one so rarely did. But very occasionally you would come up with an idea, and David, you know, I've got a, you know, can I? And you give him a joke or, you know, an action or something, you know, come up with some idea, and you say, what do you think? And he'd either go or no.
Do you know what that sounds like? It sounds like a menopausal woman. So maybe he was disguised as one of those. That
Nobody says no to the Gestapo.
Oh, I love it. Do it again.
Nobody says no to the Gestapo.
Oh. So, obviously, the sort of whole, one of my favourite, and on many occasions, has to be the whole sort of dialogue that is done on the bar. The encounters at the counter, I call it.
The set pieces at the bar.
Yeah, really amazing, memorable times there. And you had some gorgeous ones, Guy. And
Thank you.
Yes, with, of course, Gordon.
When you say he has a gorgeous one, what are we talking
well,
about?
okay, we're back to innuendo. I told you I was
She's
perfect
done it
for
again.
this. Yeah. Hello.
That's for us to know and you to wonder.
Yeah, exactly. So for you, those sort of encounters, when there was just one-on-one almost with Gordon, are there any sort of favourites for you? I know it's a cliche and everybody asks it, but are there any favourite ones?
Yes, a couple. There was my introduction into the show, my scene in the pilot, the famous matches scene.
Yes, we've got that as well, so we could play it.
Well, we could play that, and the other was the radio scene, which is when there's a radio behind the bar that Rennie is trying to conceal, and it keeps saying embarrassing things, and I think it's him because he's polishing a glass behind a cloth, and it'll say something quite out of left field.
And flirty, so he thinks of flirting with it.
And I take it as being flirty, yes. Yeah.
Well, we haven't got that one, but we've got the matches one.
Well, the matches scene is...
Shall we have a look at that? Because it is a favourite scene. Yeah? I'm just checking with you. You want to have a look?
Monsieur Leclerc de Fougère will be here any minute.
What? Well, I will recognize him.
He will come to the bar and order a cognac. He will then ask for a light. You will say you have no matches. Then he will reveal himself.
Cognac, light, no matches. Good, I will stay here in case he arrive.
Should I sing another song?
No! We're in enough trouble already.
Patron, may an old man sing a few songs for your customers? Please, I am an old soldier, no money, no pension.
Oh, all right. One song only, though, and then on your way, huh? Good evening, Herr Lieutenant, and what is your pleasure?
I would like a cognac, if you please.
Maria, cognac for the officer, if you would like to.
Why not?
I expect you would like a light.
Thank you, you're very kind.
I have no matches.
Then why do you ask me if I would like a light?
I'm very sorry.
If you have no matches, take mine.
I have a spare box. Are you one of them?
Well, it was very lonely on the Russian front.
Well?
A cognac, if you please.
Maria, cognac.
Do you have a light?
You're a light for it, just lit it.
Oh, well, I don't want the light. I just wondered if he had the light.
I have no matches.
Just giving you some matches.
These are your matches, they're not my matches.
Is he one of us?
No, he's one of them.
Please, do not tell everybody.
Oh, Oh, there's so many clips. I'm looking through, I'm thinking, there's so many clips we want to see. We haven't got enough time, and there's just so much to do. It's just one of those nights tonight. And I'm thoroughly spoiled, honestly. But for you, I mean, you still laugh now. You still laugh now. And it's one of those things where, I mean, it must be for you just so amazing to look back and think that not only have you made so many people laugh for so long, but also yourself.
We're so lucky that people still want to watch it. People still want to ask us about it, to talk to us about it.
Tell them to buy the DVDs.
There's a DVD as well. There's a DVD as well.
We're very lucky. We're very lucky that it has such legs. That it's still, you know, I very occasionally catch an episode, and I love watching my friends work, and they still make me laugh.
Yes.
After all these years.
Isn't that fantastic? Yeah. Well, how amazing to be able to say that about the people you work with. That really is amazing. And I can tell from the moment I met you, all four of you, I can see there is a camaraderie, and that you've got a real heritage, but you support each other. And in sort of this industry, everyone's so competitive now, but I don't feel that at all with any of you. And I know that you all look after
We're good actors, that's
yes.
No.
Totally hate each other. So I was trying to work out sort of the way, with Officer Crabtree as well, just that sort of vowel manglement. It was like your vowels were put in a mangle. That's the only way I could describe it.
It was because they were just trying to make a point about most British people when they go on holiday to France with their phrase book, I think. It sort of sounds a bit like that.
Yeah.
And I just, when I saw the script, because they wrote it phonetically,
yes.
So the script was like that, which was interesting in those days because this is pre-computers. They wrote it on a word processor, but it used to throw out a lot of the Crabtree lines and say, no, there is no such word. So they had to sort of switch it off and then write it by hand, and then it would, but
it's so hard. I was trying to do it myself, but when obviously we know what the right words are to say, but then to have to sort of mix them all up, and then to try and remember the mixed up lines, it's that's quite a craft. That's quite a skill, if you ask me.
Well, thank you, but I mean,
it's all right.
Yeah. I just think when I read it, when I went for the interview for it, I just sort of got it, and I thought, I think I know what this is about. In fact, I mean, I did suggest to David Croft that it reminded me of the then Prime Minister Edward Heath, because he used to be a great francophile, but he used to speak sort of, eh bien, nous sommes ici pour voir, no accent at all, and it was a bit like that, because when I first did the first scene, but it was a bit more English sounding, and then as it developed,
because you were a late starter, weren't you? In a way,
that's certainly what they call me.
A newbie.
He's still the newbie.
You were a newbie.
They call me the newbie after 40 years. It's like I never, whatever I try, cannot catch up. No, I arrived
recently joined member of the cast.
Yeah,
because I joined in the second series,
and it still rankles as well.
It infuriates me. But anyway. So I can't remember what I was talking about.
Well, it's like lovely. Ted Heath spoke perfectly acceptable French, but with absolutely no concession whatever to the French accent.
But isn't that what French people do when they speak English?
Yes.
Otherwise, they wouldn't.
Well, I know. Yes, I guess. But it's somehow.
You speak fluent French, though, don't you?
That's
the irony. That's what really made me laugh. He speaks fluent French.
I mean, if you go back to my school, there's some honour boards up, and 2 years running, I won the prize for spoken French.
Who'd have thought? Your French teacher. Your French teacher must be like that. What?
And my teachers. I mean, I did A-level French and as a subsidiary subject at university as well. Yeah. And my teachers got quite a lot of kicking, once I started to appear on it. You taught him, It's like
So there's one favourite moment. I mean, there are so many lovely clips. There's just a couple more I really want to get in if I can, guys. I hope so. I will just ignore them up there. They're not in control now.
They
Are they?
will do
We're
as
in
they are
control.
told.
We are in control from the gas.
You can't stop us.
They will do as we ask.
But you know when at the police station.
Oh, yeah.
When you come in with reporting that obviously the fallen Madonna has disappeared.
Yes, my first few series, I didn't have my own police station. I think it was series 5 that suddenly arrived.
Well, you weren't really a policeman, were you?
No, yes, but he thought he was after a while.
He did.
He started
really did. I did.
arresting people for parking offences. He'd completely forgotten he was a British agent. He wasn't the brightest one.
Would you like to have a look at that one?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Oh, good. Let's have a look.
Good morning, Herr Flick. And good morning to you, Herr von Smellhorsen.
It is not a good morning. I wish to report a serious burglary.
And what has been biggled?
Last night, someone blew down the door to my secret headquarters, broke into my safe, and stole a valuable painting.
Can you describe this painting?
It was the fallen Madonna by Van Klomp. The one with the big boobies.
Madonna with the bog BB. I may be able to help you, Herr Flock. I saw the men who did the dude.
You did? You did?
I was outside your headquarters when I saw some people acting in a suspicious manner.
Why did you not arrest them?
Before I could, they hit me on the head. And I pissed out.
Recognize these men?
I had never seen them before in my life. But I have drawn a rough sketch with my pencil.
Good. There will be a generous reward for information leading to the arrest of these people. Though from the sketch, they appear to be from another planet.
What is the reward?
100 francs.
That's not much. I've got more than that in my piggy bank.
Make that 100 francs and his piggy bank.
I shall do my best.
When will I learn to keep my trap shut?
Perhaps when you are taller.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And do you know what gets me is how you didn't stop laughing. I mean, sometimes you did laugh a bit, but yeah, you did struggle. Yeah. I mean, it must have been just...
One thing, we sort of got it out of the way in rehearsals, right. and David Croft particularly used to always, before every recording, remind us, remember you are in 1941, occupied France, there are German officers, you could be killed at any moment, it's dangerous, don't forget that. And actually, that used to hold you back from that, and I think
Kim,
it used to make...
can you say that's actually really, did you, I mean, with you two, come on, let's face it, did you,
well,
you cracked up for a couple.
There was one series, wasn't there? I think there was a whole series where we couldn't look at each other.
It was just, there was an energy in the air, and you just couldn't.
And the trouble was that we had to sort of try to keep the eye lines quite close, so we'd end up looking at each other's shoulders.
Like this.
Like that. Like that. Yes.
And of course, we'd know the other one was looking at our shoulders, so that would make you laugh as well.
Vision. Yes, exactly. That they were not looking at me, or he was not looking. And of course, that made things worse. And sometimes my hands would almost be bleeding. I would have my nails digging so hard into my palms so that I didn't laugh.
You still make me laugh.
You make me laugh.
There was
that's lovely thing to say.
There was a lot of pressure on us, and I think good pressure, to try and get the scene done in one take, if you possibly could. I mean, sometimes there's nothing you could do about it if there was a problem with sound or lighting or whatever like that, but pretty well sometimes, you could go to them and say, well, I think I could do that better, and you said, no, we've got what we need, and that was that. And he was right, because all the laughs were there. and maybe you could do it slightly better, but it was...
But the whole energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so we used to often, I mean, some nights it went really well, we'd do all the stuff in about an hour.
And the audience wouldn't laugh so much the second time.
That's true.
That's
the
it.
other thing.
Yeah,
That's right.
I think it's always one take wonders then, basically.
The only time I think I did crack up on a thing is when I actually came out with the right word.
Right.
I didn't mix it up, so I just said something plain English that wasn't funny at all. So Gordon Kay cracked up and I did, and then we had to explain it to the audience, because there's nothing worse than laughing when nobody doesn't, any reason, knows why. So we told them.
The worst.
Did
It's
it
the
again,
worst.
we did it again.
And Guy, I think, was it the teeth one? You know, with the teeth.
The suicide teeth.
Yeah, the
yes.
suicide teeth.
That was totally unfair, as I said at the time, because the crew behaved appallingly.
Of course they did. They always do.
The cameraman was shaking, and they kept cutting because the camera was rattling. The script girl, the continuity girl, was rattling her papers. She was laughing or trying so much not to laugh. And Richard Marner, bless him, the old colonel, who we all adored, was completely unintelligible. And he would say something. And I was supposed to act with this person. Because, honestly, bless him, he was bad enough even when he didn't have suicide teeth in. But put in the suicide teeth, and it was just so unfair on me. I don't know how we ever got through the scene. We did in the end, and it actually turned out to be quite a funny scene. But unfortunately, nobody ever sees the real scene because they just watch the outtakes now.
That's it, absolutely. But so we like to know you're human.
Well, all right.
Yes, all right. Yeah, but you two, so for me, I think, Kim, when it was the whole corset thing, everybody went, how you could possibly ever keep a straight face, I do not know.
I just loved it. It was
I think Robert, he loved it as well, to be honest, in other ways. A bit like everybody here who has dressed up. It's that whole thing, isn't it, of dressing up and...
The tabloid press used to take a great interest in it. And I said, you've got such a curiosity about this. I think it says more about you than it does about me. I'm just doing my job.
Yeah.
You seem to be very interested
Yes, it's my job to wear a corset.
I'm a serious actor.
Yeah.
I trained for 3 years for this.
Well, I'm going to be really indulgent because I love this scene. Should we have a look? Yeah, come on, let's do it.
You remembered your suicide teeth, I hope.
Yes, General.
Better put them in until you are safely away.
I'm rather nervous. What if we are caught before the train leaves?
Pull yourself together, Gruber. Absolutely nothing to worry about.
I'm rather nervous. What happens if we are caught before the train leaves?
Pull yourself together, Gruber. There is absolutely nothing to worry about.
I wish I had your confidence. I wish I had his teeth. That's not fair.
Right.
There wasn't a single corset in that scene. I
was like...
You say that.
Not on view.
Do you know what? There's extra room underneath these uniforms. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. But, I'm sure we can get a clip of the corsets, because otherwise I refuse to go
Otherwise,
home.
we'll have to show you the real one.
But for you two, the sort of relationship you had, did it evolve sort of, or was it sort of straight away you kind of knew? You know that, because it was very difficult. You were obviously emotionless with a limp. Did you do the limp? Was that your thing?
Yeah, I said I wanted lots and lots of. I wanted a hand that went. And I wanted an eye patch, and David Croft said you can have one thing.
Oh, so you chose a leg.
You can choose what it is, but I advise you don't do it with your hands because you need your hands.
Okay.
And he said if you've got any sense, it'll be your leg.
Okay.
Because anything else, if you cover up your eye, you can't work properly. So he sort of steered me towards it, but he gave me the choice. But I would have had all sorts. I'd had missing limbs and clockwork things and
maggots out the eyes.
Yeah, maggots, definitely.
Okay, I'm glad that he sort of like just restrained you a bit.
Yeah.
Well, it would have
You
been a
were
bit
sleep training.
difficult, wouldn't it, actually? Because the series went on for 10 years.
Yeah.
You'd have sort of run out of... Everything would have dropped off.
How do you know it didn't? But running was not much fun. I've had back trouble ever since.
Still isn't.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, thanks to that.
So you two, did you sort of work on stuff together, sort of, or was it just something that came really naturally? That's what I wondered.
It sort of came naturally, didn't it?
It's there
really?
written down. You know what to do with it, don't you?
Yes, and we knew, as we were saying earlier, you know, once you've got to know the scripts, you've got to know the actors. You know how I knew how you were going to be delivering things.
Exactly the same as I did every other line.
But yeah, we used to have, I can remember that also the crew used to enjoy sort of playing tricks on us as well, didn't they? For some reason, we became the victims of the crew's tricks.
Yes.
And we used to be doing scenes not for the final take, but in the technical rehearsal, which happened earlier in the day before we actually filmed it properly for television. And there was one scene I remember where we were eating boiled eggs in your dungeon. I can't think why. And
whoever says that? You remember when I was eating boiled eggs in your dungeon? Who does that?
And they'd drawn little
Someone
faces.
has to do it.
They'd drawn Hitler and goodness knows who else on our eggs.
I remember the line. Hit it hard with your spoon. They always crack in the end.
Yeah, I was going to say, that is exactly it.
And they sabotaged the eggs, is that right?
Yeah, they drew faces on me. Yeah. So lots of things like that. So yeah.
Can we get the corset scene now then, please?
She can't hold out any longer.
I can't.
Have we run out of gasoline again, Herr Flick?
No. I distinctly heard the sound of gunfire.
From which direction?
Over there.
Shall we pretend to be lovers again, as we did at the bridge, and the crossroads, and the church? In case anybody passes by who might otherwise think our presence in a staff car is suspicious?
No. It is time now for action. Take this. Insert it into the hole at the front and turn rapidly.
Yes, Herr Flick. What will you do?
I will wiggle my foot on the pedal.
Yes, Herr Flick. How I admire a man of action.
The switch is on.
The shaft is inserted. So exciting, Herr Flick.
Keep turning. It's going.
No corsets in that either.
Where are the corsets?
I don't know what you have to do around here to see a corset.
Do you know what? I don't know if you've been to Bowdon before, but I don't think they do corsets.
Oh. That's what you said.
They're all a bit well-to-do.
Oh, yes.
Aren't they? Aren't you?
Bit serious.
No corsets.
Bit serious.
Yeah, so I think it might have been, been vetoed. We're not allowed to do corsets apart from the privacy of our own homes. So there you go. It's unfortunate, but there you go. But talking of dressing up, I hope you've all remembered who your favourite dressed person is on your table, because now, obviously, we have the perfect judges. So if those people who have been nominated as the best dressed person at their table would like to just parade themselves at the front of the stage here, that would be fantastic.
Come on, let's be having
don't be shy. Don't be shy. So we just need one person from the table who you think's the best dressed. Obviously, I have actually, Mrs. Tank Lady, I have actually shown a picture of you in your tank already.
I think that bloke's dressed.
So, yeah, we've got that.
Am I allowed to make first choice?
Oh, of course you can, yes.
Right.
So if you just want to come up Oh, see, there's not even any corsets in the final of the best dressed either.
Not a corset to be seen. Oh, there's a fanny.
Oh.
I see a fanny.
Von Smallhausen.
Oh, let's see. So, there's a Rene.
You're
oh
definitely
my
the best.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, that's the most perfect hair flip I've ever seen. Oh, this is like
I've made my decision
You
already.
have made your decision. Okay, so everybody here on the stage gets to choose their winner, and then you get a signed program. So, first of all, Guy.
My winner, because she cheated and I saw her earlier dressed up as a tank, is Tank Girl.
Tank Lady.
Tank Girl.
Okay. Arthur?
Mine is a little bit further back there and with a flashing light.
Okay.
And I think,
yeah.
I think it's meant to be.
Okay, so that's for Tank Lady. Guy, if you want to hand it over to
Tank
Tank.
Lady.
Sorry, Arthur. That's for...
It's signed by all of us.
Yes.
That is actually
Thank
not
you.
a flashing
Well done.
light.
Congratulations.
It's a flashing knob.
Or would it be a flooshing knob?
It's a terrible thing that, in the moment I couldn't think of the word knob.
Story of your life.
Not like you. Okay, so have you chosen your...
I think it's got to be Herr Flick here.
Oh,
Can we get him up?
congratulations. Yes, you can. I don't know how we can get you up.
Okay. Lift him up. This is mine. He's more like Herr Flick than I am.
There's the prize.
There's your prize.
I think you can stay up here, Zip.
Yeah, you can stay up here.
You stay up here, because I can't
Hold
bear
my
to
stick.
It's Von Smallhausen.
You're not wearing it.
He looks more like me than I do.
You're not wearing a corset, are you?
Oh, hello.
And then finally, Kim.
Okay, let me see. I'm quite liking
Thank you.
Michelle of the Resistance.
Yes.
I can go down there.
Yeah, if you want to.
I'll go down there and...
The Officer Crabtree is going to make his way. He's going down. See, I get the innuendo.
You stop?
Yeah. Are you? Is he going down? Oh no, he's staying up.
I can go down.
He's nearly down. Oh, he's going down.
He is
Look at
going
this.
He's going down.
Just for your benefit.
I shall wick a ming you. And a wonderful fanny.
I love the fact that Fanny's got a beard.
Oh, well, that was, do you know what? And thank you, everybody. You made such a huge effort.
Yeah.
Really have. It's been such a great turnout for dressing up.
Yeah.
Now I know where to put
Congratulations,
them. Yeah,
everybody.
well done to everybody.
Look, there's a Helga.
Well done. I couldn't have done that.
And while we're all getting you involved, because it's quite immersive, this, I don't know if you've noticed, but we've got Darren, who's in amongst everybody, and he's now going to do some Q&As with the audience.
I'm here, Jenny. I'm here.
All right, Darren.
Right, okay. If there's anyone in the audience that would like to ask a question, just stick your hand up, and I'll fly over with the microphone. Don't all put your hand up at once. Here we go. Here's our first question, guys. Get ready. Good evening, sir. If you just tell the cast your name and your question.
Thank you.
Well, my name is Michael, and obviously there were two producers of the show. There was the Croft and Perry. And
Lloyd.
Croft and Lloyd.
Croft and Lloyd, I beg your pardon. I do beg your pardon. Which one was the more influential in the series?
David Croft.
Yeah.
Because he was also the producer and the director.
Yeah.
And executive producer.
Yeah. He was the head of everything.
Head of everything.
Yeah.
Jeremy just co-wrote and sat in the background and read a paper.
Okay. Any more questions from the audience? Right, I'm coming down the
Don't
back.
be shy. Oh, yeah, I'll tell
Right.
Dad. I'll tell Dad.
Here we go. Hi. How you doing? You look fabulous. Look at you.
Thank you. I just washed my face and came.
Look at you.
So, my question is to Herr Flick and Helga. Because you're planning to move to South America, and I'm from Brazil, So I'm wondering, how would it be a Gestapo course of Portuguese? Because of course you go to Brazil, right?
If they will speak German to us, we do not bend to anyone.
Very good.
Okay, next question.
Yeah, good evening. My name's Richard.
Hello, Richard.
Where are you?
Oh, there you are, Richard. Can we call you Dick? Sorry, I'm just getting this whole innuendo
Jenny.
thing.
There's no stopping you, is there, tonight, Jenny?
Oh, Darren, talk about it.
Expect that from Helga.
Helga.
You've obviously all got a lot of memories of the programmes, but individually, which ones were your favourites?
Ooh.
Which what? Which what? Which scenes? Which
scenes? I loved a scene which I always wish they'd developed it a bit further. When Flick and Helga became very gothic, and Helga had her hair all flowing down her back and was all sort of dishevelled. Seville. And Herr Flick played the organ like some sort of mad...
Like the pit and the pendulum.
And Helga was sort of turning a wheel and going, I'm only obeying orders, and...
Helga, let down your hair.
Yeah, that's right, yes. And a ceiling, they were the Colonel and Rene and Sam, Hans, Captain
Geering.
Yeah, thank you.
Hans.
Were in this cage, and as Helga turned the wheel, the roof, the ceiling came down, and they were about to be squashed, but they weren't in the end.
Oh, so you like a bit gothic then?
It was, yes, I like that.
You like a bit of goth?
Would have quite
bit
liked
hammer horror.
A bit more
It was
hammer
sort
horror.
of a bit of Vincent Pricey kind of.
Hammer horror.
Maybe a couple of fangs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the corset. Don't forget the corset, because everybody else has.
Oh, that's it. Look, no hands.
Look, no hands.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. It was
Darren.
Yeah?
When you work your way down, we must ask our visitor from America as well. He's
Okay.
right at the front.
Well, I'll do one
When
more
you
question
come
from the
down,
back here,
thank
and then I
you.
come down the front. Okay? There's a question from you, sir, wasn't there?
I was wondering, what would be your best memories of Gordon Kay and Renee?
That's a difficult one, isn't it?
So many.
That's a difficult one.
Why? Because there aren't any.
I would have to say, we've already had the conversation really, but the set pieces at the bar that I had with him were just a joy to play, and he had wonderful timing, and it was just a joy to play those scenes.
Richard?
Well, he had a massive energy. He drove the thing forward, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was very funny. He was very physically funny too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
And he looked
Right,
funny.
I'm
but he
coming down the
couldn't
front
help it.
now. I'm just going past two gentlemen who are here tonight from Jersey,
Oh,
apparently.
wow.
Good to see you guys. Nice to see you. Okay, where am I going down the front here, Jenny?
Yes, our Americano. Sorry,
okay.
It's a bit disrespectful, isn't it?
Thanks.
It's like a coffee. It's not a coffee.
Who was,
If
who
you
was
were,
by the
you'd
way,
be frothy.
crazy bidding on the auction tonight, so
Oh, thank
fabulous.
you.
Spent a few
Thank
quid with
you.
us as well. Good evening, sir. Just give your name and your question.
So I'm Calvin. And,
Hi, Calvin.
Hi, Calvin.
hello. So actually, I'm from Syria, and I grew up watching you in Syria before I moved to America.
Wow.
But the show had such a momentous impact, and I think you guys were played as supporting side stories, not really like the main story in a lot of the scenes. However, it seems like a lot of the comedy, the real comedy, came from like these dynamic duos, actually, whether it's, Arthur or, like the two of you. And then, of course, the other thing, as a young gay man at the time, like in the 80s, like the whole subtlety that, guy played that role, yet, it was never said.
No. Do you know what? That is really interesting, because bear with me, because I wrote this down about that whole thing, and I said, for you guys, it was when a gay character can carry a whole series without gay getting in the way.
Yeah.
I wrote
Being
that down,
lovable.
and thank you, because I
A
forgot to
lovable
say
gay
it, but
character.
that's absolutely what you're talking about there. Yes.
Yeah.
No, and absolutely people...
Thank you, Calvin.
Characters such as my own, mine was always just a cameo character. He would come on, and you go bang, bang, bang with 5 or 6 lines, and then leave. I was never around for all of those set pieces where everybody was building up the story. But all the characters in that show had their function within it. So I always knew that I had to come in and make all of those lines work. So it was usually 5 or 6 big laughs, and then I would leave, and that was it.
I wonder, Guy, were you actually the first sympathetic gay character, certainly in a comedy that they had?
I think I probably was. And to be serious for a moment, Richard always says, comedy is no laughing matter. But
a German joke is no laughing matter.
Sorry, German comedy. But actually, it was very important when we started this. I said to David, the essence of comedy is truth. Mm-hmm. This man is a soldier. And not only is he a soldier, he is an officer. He is a tank commander. He can't be limp-wristed and have a fey voice. It won't. It can't be
real.
It has to be real. And David said, absolutely. You just play him absolutely straight and see where it takes you. And then, of course, we laid on that the jokes with swinging the handbag when he was, and forever dressed up as a woman of the opposite sex and all that, which was huge fun and gave me a chance, as I say, to swing handbags and to have a limp wrist. But as a man, he commanded a tank, and you had to believe that.
Actually, you've gone back to something that we were saying earlier about David Croft would always say, play the truth of the situation.
Play the truth.
Yeah.
As soon as you lie to an audience, they stop laughing.
Yeah.
Well, we're not comedians, we're actually actors.
Exactly.
And people sometimes say, you as a comedian, you say, actually, we're not comedians, we're actors.
Yeah. One of the notes he gave me, if David Croft gave you a note, you had to do it. It was always bang on, but he didn't give many notes because he trusted us to get on with it. But he once said to me, it was my second episode, and I was a bit, I think, this is a story against myself, but I think the first episode, we didn't know how Crabtree would go over, and it had gone over pretty well, so I was a bit pleased with myself. So I was in rehearsal, and I could see him at the side of the room, not looking very happy, and he said at the end of the scene I was doing with Gordon Kay, and he said, yes, do that again, and this time, Arthur, don't come on knowing you're going to be funny. Which was absolutely devastating note. But I think to Hannah Hart, he never had to give you that note again because it was exactly the right note.
Yeah,
and
I remember going up to him once and quite early on because he'd not said a word to me, and I said, am I doing it right? And he went, yes, darling, I'll let you know when you're not.
And that was his way, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You're the actor.
I heard him say to someone,
help.
I don't waste time telling actors they're good. I heard him saying that to someone, but it was true.
But going back to what Kim said, Kelvin, it was quite different because people were so used to David's previous series, which was Are You Being Served, where John Inman, played the full camp queen, let's be honest. And that was exactly what I didn't do. And it sort of was the first time within English comedy, farce, whatever, that it had been tried the way I did it. So yes, it was new, it was different.
It was, and it was brilliantly done as well, Guy. It was, absolutely. I hate saying this because we're sort of like, it's time and we just don't have enough, and I really do think. I know, it's ridiculous. And also, we could have sold out with this 3-4 times over. That's how, popular you all are, and that's how much Allo Allo is still such a hugely celebrated comedy. And I just wish we saw more of it in this day and age. I really do. In so many ways. And credit to you all. It's been absolutely fantastic.
And well done to you.
Now, I'm just going to interrupt, if you don't mind, very quickly, because we will say an official thank you to the stars of the show tonight. However, Jenny, sorry to interject here, but we also think you've done a sterling job.
Yeah.
We love you here, Jenny. Jenny's a local girl. She lives down the road. We think you're fantastic and you do a wonderful job. And Jenny, we wanted to present you with a little thank you from Ed here to say thanks for a wonderful job tonight.
Oh, Ed, but wait. Why aren't you wearing, why haven't you got any stockings on enough?
Maybe he has.
No, that's really lovely of you. But we've got something to say about you, Ed, actually. Because can I just say, I don't know, I know you do thousands of things, but this has been the most polished, come here, love, the most polished and most amazing event, I think.
Yes.
You really have thought of everything. Ed, no, thank you. He really has. And I know this has been the baby of yours, and, you know, there have been a lot of delays and everything else, but you have put your heart and soul into this. I know you have. And you've worked so hard. And I just know, when I saw your face today, and you could see everything coming together, it means such a lot to this man. It really does, and it comes from the right place. And I just want to say, we don't normally do this, but he's so passionate about it. So thank you. Thank you very much, Ed. And that's from... There you go.
And
That's
in fact,
you.
Edward, I think I should give you this lovely bunch of flowers. These are for you.
Hey!
No, well done. Incredible. Yeah. Is that, what do I want bloody flowers for? No, I'm joking. Right, so just to round things off, there was that very famous song. I can't remember what it's called.
Under the Bridges of Paris.
That's the one. I wrote it down. I've got menopause. Can't remember anything. Right, that one. You've all got the words. Have you got the words on you? Oh, they're on the screen.
Well, they will be.
And I'm sure you all know the words off by heart anyway. So we thought we'd round things off with a lovely little sing-along. Is that all right? All right, let's go for it then. If you want to stand up, wave your flags in the air, and just let yourself go.
People mainly
I can't sing.
The bridges of the same. The vagabonds go there at night to keep their troubles away. But when the moon is shining bright, my heart wants to sing its way. How would you like to be down by the Seine with me? Oh, what I'd give for a moment or two under the bridges of Paris with you. Darling, I'd hold you tight upon the eyes of night. Under the bridges of Paris with you, I'll make your dreams
Okay, one big line. Okay.
One line.
One line.
Line
We're
up,
just gonna
chaps.
have a quick picture while we're doing this. Okay, you remember stage school, tits and teeth, tits and teeth. Yeah, so what we're going to do now is we're going to thank this amazing, amazing group of people who've made entertainment, like top quality entertainment for us for so long. I really do appreciate all that you've done. Coming up here and just sharing your stories and your experiences with us has been just amazing. And thank you for coming all the way from the US of A.
Yeah.
But you know what? They're bloody worth it. It's a pleasure. Yeah, you got her in the end. And thank you. You've been an amazing audience.
Yeah, thank you.
You really have.
Thank you.
And the icing on the cake is, if you want to hang around on your tables, I think you'll be collected table by table, so we keep it nice and not rowdy like Park Life down the road, which would be a mess. Yeah, that's where all the kids are. Just tell them to get a cab home. You'll be guided upstairs to have some photos with everybody later. So let's hope the evening continues. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, hello. Goodbye, goodbye.